Hey, you guys. He acting up already, but you already know what we do when we come on.
Yeah. See y'all.
Some commercials. And then we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, we are back. I am Lady Ada. We are here at WDOE Media.
Yeah.
Wake up.
It's your boy. I's back. I know you just missed me.
He gonna be over there nodding.
I'm gonna try my best not to, yeah. I swear. Look, I ain't even trying to take a nap. I was supposed to be doing this work for this lady, and then she's like, "You sound sleepy," and I don't want nobody sleep working on my stuff. I'm like, "Well, I'll take a nap then." And then I was like, I woke up at 7, so
That don't make no sense. He almost missed it, y'all.
I wasn't gonna miss this for nothing.
Today we have. What you want to be called? You got some, still.
Still, you can call me whatever you like. You call me whatever you like. I have arrived. I'm on the show.
Just don't call you bro.
Oh, you call me that too? Look here. I have arrived. So look here. I'm excited. So look, we're gonna roll with it.
I am too. That's Omar Marshall.
Yes.
Chief Police.
Yes.
Don't look. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh yeah, I just said yeah. Look, I went back too far.
I ain't got no money.
Hands will do. Now she hit her head on the wrong. Oh, couldn't touch it. Oh, my bad.
See how you be doing me?
I mean,
all right, we got Omar Marshall.
Little heads matter too.
Yes. Yes.
Boxing champ.
Yes.
Police. You have more things under your belt. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, just a little bit. We're going to get into everything else.
Okay, just to give you a little bit about myself first. Thank you all for having me. I'm very excited being here. Just a little bit. Like I said, went to Withrow, classmates, graduate, play sports. And then after that, kind of dipped in different things. I wanted to see what I wanted to do in life. And I went to college, couldn't determine what I wanted to do. So being in law enforcement landed in my lap, actually. I was actually a stonemason for many years, doing, a lot of projects for $1 million hotels and homes and that sort, doing marble granite work. And then I got injured. And then after that, a friend of mine went to the police academy. And he asked me, he said, listen, after I got injured, he was like, listen, man, I need to bring a partner to the police academy so I can, do some of my exam work, scenarios and things of that sort. So, me being kind of just, being, animated, I did it. And then after I got done helping him, the instructor said, listen, have you ever thought about being in law enforcement? I said, no. He said, man, listen, you have a knack for it. We really feel like you got what it takes. You need to come to the academy, just kind of try it out. And I was laughing. I said, yeah, no, I'm just listening. I'm good. I just want to help out my friend. We good. Then all of a sudden, I thought about it. He said, well, think about it. It's number 6 months. He said, after you get done, he's like, at least you have certification, keep your options open. Right. Go back to work or, go ahead and, do this law enforcement thing. So I was going to be out for almost 7, 8 months. So when I thought about it, I said, by the time I returned, I can actually finish. So I said, let me just try it out. So I went on and tried it out, got certified, and then I told my day job I'm going to try something else. And then went on into law enforcement, and here you are, 17 years later.
17 years.
17 years.
Wow.
I'll be approaching 17 years. Coming up.
Wow.
That's dope.
That is.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
That is. So was the police academy? Was it hard?
It wasn't easy. I mean, it was pretty tough, but I kind of stayed in shape. Coming fresh out of high school and then being in the stonework. It calls you to be kind of physically fit. With all you don't, you be working on projects, and then with all the stone that's left, if you can't make nothing out of it, it has to, you have to throw it and pitch it. And some of those stones can weigh up to 100, 200 pounds or more. So that kept me in shape. So when I got to the academy, I was already in some sort of shape. Okay. So the only thing I have to do is just follow their procedures, their bylaws, and it was pretty simple.
Right.
But it was tough. It was tough. You have to learn the laws, the ORCs. You have to know how to, properly handle a weapon. You have to make sure you pass all the scenarios on, detainment and proper way to make arrests. So it's like, it was a lot to it.
Right.
But I stuck with it. It was pretty simple.
Okay.
It was all right.
Oh,
it was all right.
So what about boxing? When did boxing come along?
Oh my goodness, and that one kind of landed in my lap too. Now, it's one thing I can honestly say, some of this stuff just landed in my lap. God has been good to me because it wasn't planned. What happened was, after being in law enforcement for a while, I was starting moving up the ranks, and then they wanted me to start doing things like recruiting, and started to do training, and then I sat behind the desk for a pretty good while. And then when I sat behind the desk, I started to get out of shape. I stuck with my same regimen. I didn't eat a lot. I kind of ate something in the morning, snack, and then the nighttime, have a well-balanced dinner. And that was it. Well, it's like there was always someone on the go. You want a sandwich? You want something from Penn Station? You want something from BW3? So then you start to say, yeah, okay, I take it. And then before you know it, I was getting out of shape. I got up to close to 300 pounds. And one scenario that happened, there was an arrest that was made, and it was caught on video. So I had to go to court. I got a subpoena to go to court to kind of explain what happened. Mm-hmm. So when I got to court, it was me and my partner, who was almost the same size as I was. Mm-hmm. I thought it was him when I was explaining to the judge, because I was coming down the hallway and I was just trying to, show the scenario to the prosecutors and how this all transpired. Well, when I explained it, I thought it was my partner, but it was me. And my stomach was so big. I mean, it was embarrassing to the point where I made fun of it, to the court. I said, oh, that's not my partner, that's me. We kind of laughed about it, but I was looking at myself on tape. I said, man, you don't see yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get up every single day, and it's like you kind of get used to, just everyday day to day. Right. But to see yourself in a photo or in a video and see how bad you look, that's when I said I have to make a change. Right. So I went on, and I was doing boxing, during high school. Did some amateur stuff, and then after that, I got a chance to go back. I said, I'm going to, go talk to the old gym, see who was there. So if I recognize anyone, maybe I can just get some training in, just to kind of cut some weight. So when I got there, it was still up and running. Went to Dayton, and then I seen my old trainer. He said, hey, what you doing here? I said, well, I just hear that. He said, man, you own that? Because he used to be kind of chiseled. And he said, man, what happened? I said, life. So yeah, that's life. So what he did, he said, well, I train with you. I got some other things going on. I train you, and then we just see what happens. So I trained with him for around about 6 months, and then I started trimming down fat. I started powerlifting. I started getting back to my old self. Then he said, hey, listen, we got an amateur show coming up. Why don't you let's just put you on the card. I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And then I did well. Got the guy out of there in 3 rounds. And then he said, let's stick to it. And then George Carter, he's my trainer. Andrew Kirkland is my manager. And I knew they was up to something, because it got to the point where it's like I stayed in the gym. I said, I don't want to do this, as like some kind of career. I said, I just want to do it just to stay in shape for my job. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it is. But they had an ulterior motive. Yeah, they had a But so I kept at it, and before I was in the ring fighting 4 or 5 times in a year. And then got to the point where a contract was given to me to go pro. And then I said, ooh, I thought about it. I said, you know what? Why not? So I went on the side. And then after that, I just started moving up I started traveling around. moving up the ranks. That's how that went. So that kind of landed in my lap too.
Okay. That's cool. When you talk about how the physical body, it's a struggle.
It's a very big struggle.
She don't even know.
I do.
She don't even know.
I do.
But you know what I tell people though? Like a big guy like that, I said, man, listen, it takes money to look that good.
Yeah.
It takes money to look that good.
This ain't no dollars or food.
No, listen. Hey man, listen. When you see a big guy like me and this brother here, that means we eating well, we got plenty of money, and we can find it.
Man,
You can find it.
You can find it. If I'm skinny and I'm looking unhealthy, that's when you're worried. Say, man, he done lost his job, but he ain't on the show.
like you all right, bro?
You okay, man? You good? And that's how it goes. But yeah,
Nice like this.
Yeah. We know me and my dude, we all right. We all right. But no, going back to what you say, yeah, it's a struggle, especially getting up in age and everything, and then you cross that 40 spot. And it's like gotta watch your blood pressure, gotta watch this, gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Constantly being taking physicals because they want to make sure that you're healthy to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's always something. I done gained more knowledge now in boxing than I did before. When you're younger, you don't have to worry about counting calories and all this other stuff. You just kind of do what you want because your youth take care of the rest. No, not now.
I keep just picturing you when you were younger. Like, man, he was little, like, but built than a motherfucker, like, and on the football team. And I just think about like my little sister just getting on his nerves.
Yes, she did.
To the
Yes, she
core.
did.
Like
Blowing Dorito breath in my face, all that. I mean, I owe you one too. Yeah, I owe her. I owe her a blow in the face.
A blow in the face.
Yes, and when I do it, I'm not gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna eat onions. Yeah, it's gonna be bad because I owe her, and I never got my receipt from that either.
Jackie, you here?
I owe you, Jackie. I owe you.
You gotta drink a easy treat too.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have Cassandra to set it up. And I just want you to know, when I give you a hug and I blow my breath in your face, I'm not gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna eat onions, and I'm gonna eat all kinds of stuff that will offend anyone. I'm gonna even smoke a cigarette too.
Oh wow!
Cigarette breath stinks.
Oh,
I'm gonna smoke too. I don't even smoke, but I'm on that.
Jackie, he is gonna do you like so dirty.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I do want to say something.
Go ahead.
I gotta take a detour real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
So man, I'm on your page, man. And you look scary, man. And then I meet you, and you just this amazing ball of energy, man.
Yes.
So look, this my proposal.
I'm listening.
I got a gift for you.
Okay.
We're gonna do a photo shoot for you.
Okay.
You need some pictures, man.
Yes, you do.
Let me tell you this.
Yes, you do.
We was trying to find the best picture of you.
Yeah.
So she sent me up, like, she was like, I don't know. So I went on, I'm looking, and then she got tired of waiting for me to send this, so she went in and did it herself.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, it's just something about that, man. Like, we need you to be live. You are amazing. I'll rip. So we're gonna set up a photo shoot for you, man.
Okay.
And like we are trying to do great things for great people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So and I know it ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that you do, I see a little blinkage on your left hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I mean, like, you from Cincinnati.
Correct.
So we live in a town where everything is very volatile, especially with the police and the black people.
Yes, it is.
But then it's not just that; it's about different areas and where everybody from, and certain people don't understand. Like, we point fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes we don't look back at ourselves too. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But I know that it can be hard. You know what I'm saying? And I know you got a lot of, like, 'cause that weight and that time ain't just come from just sitting there at that desk. It also comes from the frustrations of the things that you say. Not just being a police officer, but being a black man in America.
Yes.
Like, can you like kind of like shed a little light on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's tough because, when I was coming up and we went to the academy, prejudice and discrimination was always there. You get that part. But it was respectful. It was respect amongst the community and so forth when I was coming up. I'm the type of person, I'm a people person. What you see now is who I am. I go out there, I show love and everything. And there's people that's kind of apprehensive, and I understand that. And everything is not, we bear some responsibility.
Right.
You know, reason why I say, you know, the police and law enforcement bear the responsibility because, you know, we serve the people. Is taxpayers is what pays our salary. So I understand going in how this thing works. And I'm, you know, and then on top of that, I just have to say it. You know, I'm a Christian. I'm a faith believer. Grandmother's preaching. You know, we come from the same kind of cloth. Granny preached. Mom made us go to church, rain, sleet, and snow. So
Right.
I had that background. So I already had that in me that treat people like you want to be treated.
Mm.
You know, and having that, and then moving to a small town like Danville, Kentucky, you know, where my grandmothers are from. It was a small town, so I was raised by older people, and it was none of this division. You know how you grew up and you did something wrong, the neighbor got you and then told your parents. So it was a village that raised you.
Yeah.
So I had that inside. So when I applied that when I'm dealing with the youth, I applied it when I'm dealing with, you know, people on the street. And at the end of the day, after it can get ugly, but after you put your handcuffs on him, he said, and then I want to talk to him. What's wrong, man? Why we had to go here? You know, what's going on with you? Why are you getting in trouble, man? And then that's the reason why now it's rewarding, because even with all the chaos that's going around the country, it feels good when I'm out in public and I'm not in uniform and those people came up to me and say, hey, man, this is that officer, you know, I don't mess with police, but I mess with you, man. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me feel good. And I'm telling you, and I would not lie about this. It ain't a day that goes by that I can go nowhere with someone recognize me and giving me love and say, hey, man, this is the guy that changed my life. Or he's the one that put me in that basketball camp. So, like I said, again, we bear a lot of the responsibility because at the end of the day, we don't understand exactly what this person is going through. I don't know what that individual is going through. I don't know what they have to endure. So my job, to me, as an individual, I can't speak for everyone else, and that's what really irritates me, because at the end of the day, we all human beings,
Exactly.
and I'm thinking, you know, no matter what we going through, we have a job to do. So find out what's going on, do your job, find out what's going on, and see if you can change a person's you know, life. You'll be surprised what encouragement would do, and that's the reason why you're right. When you read me grew good, like, man, you look mean, but you know, you kind of, that's the way I am, because you know it's two different worlds. When you're in the boxing world, it's a certain demeanor you have to have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm a really nice guy. You know, I'm a nice person, and I guess I owe that to my children, because I got all girls.
Oh man, you lucky, man.
I got 5 daughters, so dealing with having a house full of women, that also
You gotta be strong.
You have to be sensitive. And here's the thing: you gotta be sensitive to their needs. I mean, you have 5 different personalities. You know, you got the crybaby, you got the one that's tough, you got the one that's in between. So dealing with a lot of these women can even help. It helps on my job, even because it helps you develop patience. Because you have to be patient to deal with my girls. You know, I don't know how many children you have. Any children? How many children you have?
2. I got 1 million children. Let me first.
I hear you. Okay, I understand. I understand where they come from.
But I have a 20-year-old.
Okay,
and
same here.
I grew up with him. You know, we grew up together.
Right.
And then, like, my oldest son, his mom ended up having a daughter, and then I have a son who's 5.
How about that?
So they both growing up together for real. And
Yeah.
so, like, I had to learn. I didn't know patience when I had my 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get this done.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have the village, my mother,
Yeah.
my sisters, my brother, and everybody else,
Correct.
I would have went crazy.
Yeah.
If I told you what I wanted to be when I grew up, man, that
Yeah.
was my plan.
Yeah.
Like,
we about to go to a break. we gonna go to a quick commercial
Yeah.
break.
She gonna cut me
Oh,
off.
yeah, look, it was getting good. You can't be doing that.
Like, no.
Hey, no, but I ain't gonna tell you what I want to do. Like, I mean, I totally get what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Because I got nieces, nephews, and I mean, like, they everywhere, all around the world, man.
Sure.
But like, it's all about communication.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I didn't understand at first. I think, especially where I grew up at, communication, it wasn't something that was that important, because nobody wanted to look bad. Nobody wanted their business out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was different. I wanted everything to be said. I wanted to know everything that was going on. So I think that helped me out a lot more to where the stress levels stress level that I'm at now versus where I would be if I didn't.
Sure.
It'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I love Man, I love him. Like,
Oh, yeah.
He got a million kids too.
Yeah.
I say that because, you know, he worked at the school too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when DJ was in high school, like he was there. Like, and when I used to come there, I just look at him like, how you doing? He'd let me know, like, if he was cutting up or not. I done came over there and spazzed out. Came over there and spazzed out a couple times, but always good to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Always directing them in the right path and, you know, things like that. It's hard to find people like that.
Yeah,
because
like,
some people can be super rude to kids.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized. All of the police officers that I knew as a kid, it wasn't. I mean, of course, I had that one who just always just got on my nerves, and then you didn't realize until you found a kid who got on your nerves, but you like, I like him still. I'm gonna give him hell. I'm just not gonna I can't always just say nice things to you. I gotta actually be on your ass for real.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say like everybody. I've always been a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But I had them ones who was like, man, look, chill out.
Yeah.
Don't hang with them, man. Like, I got problems with them. I don't want to have problems with you.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. And to get back to what you're saying, I've been fortunate to work with some good police officers that, you know, helped me when I was young and mold me to where I'm at now. You know, I got, you know, Donald Jordan and Sergeant Thomas Reed. Now, he was on the police department for 45 years. Then you have Fred Hamler. So I was always around, you know, older guys and older women who worked in law enforcement that kind of laid the blueprint, you know, active in the community. You know, these people that can say something because they actually out there trying to do their best to try to change the culture. So, you know, when I seen that, I said, you know, that's how I want to be. You know, I want to be like that. I want to, you know, make a difference, and then find out the root of the problem. And then when I got to the point where they assigned me to being a school resource officer, that was good because I got a chance to work with the youth, and I got a chance to understand another piece. And it's like you don't understand until you get a chance to sit down in the office and talk to these young kids. Because I grew up in a 2-parent household. My mother and father are still married to this day. They've been married over 50 years. Wow. So me having to understand what these kids are going through, I had to get down to their level because I don't know what it's like. I'm just being honest. Yeah. I don't know what it's like to not have dad. I don't know what it's like not to have mom. I don't know what it's like to wake up and ain't no food on the table. Wow. I lived in a structured household. I stayed in a pretty good community. I grew up in Addison, you know, and my parents are, like I said, they still about, I'm 41 years old, and my mother still, you want me to bring you up something to eat? You want me to do this? You want me to do that? And now she's doing it for my children, what they do for me. You know what I'm saying? So I could not judge. So when I see a kid out of pocket, I had to understand what that young man or that young lady was going through, because some of the stories I heard, it broke my heart. Yeah, man. You know, being out on their own, and mom, you know, some of the parents forcing them to sell drugs and telling them, like, you're gonna have a hustle to live in here. You old enough. So it's like when I heard these things, it's like I had to do something. I felt like I had to do something to try to help these young people. So they had basketball camps, they had boxing camps, whatever. I didn't know much about being a coach, but I was around people who did. So, you know, we had a lot of kids come up and play basketball. Boxing was a good outlet. Let them get out that anger the right way. And then, you know, when graduation comes, that is like one of the best moments of my experience in my career, because it's like, man, they say, I didn't think I was going to make it, but thank you. You know, when you hear your name, I don't want no credit. No, me, when they come across the stage and they graduate, to me, that's good enough. Yeah. But it is such a disconnect. Yeah. And if law enforcement do not humble themselves and try to figure out the root of the problem, it's going to always be a division. Yeah. But some of these young people do not understand. They're trying to find their way because they didn't grow up the way we did. And some of the police officers, if you did grow up like these kids, then you should be able to relate. Right. Yeah. You should be able to understand and not say, why is this happening? How come they act like this? You know why they act like that. You know why they're resorting to what they're doing, because they don't have the resources. They don't have, you know, they don't have anything that can show them another way, unless we as a village teach them the right way. Right. You know, and let me get me wrong, some of them going to resist. I get that, because some of them done been through some things and they feel like, I don't need you. But at the end of the day, we can't give up. We got to continue to press our way through. That's amazing. You know, because like what you just said about that, like
we just shot a graduation last month, and all of these kids were about to walk across the stage, and their families were there, but they had to do it all individually, so it wasn't a modern graduation. So you saw the families where it was 15 people there for that child, but then you saw the ones where it was 2 or 3.
That's it.
But it wasn't that bad until we had the one kid who was like, "Hey y'all, we need everybody." Yeah, nobody. I mean, it's so crazy.
To have the staff come up and support him as a family.
Wow.
Because none of his family
showed up.
Yeah. And it hurt me to the core.
Yeah.
Of course, because this is the year that Robbie was supposed to graduate.
Wow.
And he was fighting so hard to get all his credits and stuff and everything. And it just, you know, it jerked the tear, but I held my composure.
Yeah.
But I was still so very proud of each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't like the other stuff that was going on, like dude on the stage, like he telling you that he almost didn't make it. Right. He almost shut up, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let them have their moment.
Correct.
They made it.
They made it.
Yeah, and the thing was, like she did hold it together, and I was nervous to have her. Because I was like, hey, man, then because I ain't saying nothing.
I can only imagine. I get it, man. I think about her all the time. It's man. I get it.
So when I saw her, I was like, good. Like, she was like,
it's a constant reminder.
And I knew
I had to breathe.
So, she had to breathe. It was crazy, like, because when dude walked across that stage, it hit me. Yeah. But I had to hold it normally. I'd be crying.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Hey, real man cry, man.
Yeah, so when they walked him down the stage, it was another family too who came in and supported him as well. So we had them take pictures with him too. And to see that, like right now, a lot of the organizations that we work with, they took on some extra kids. Like some of them took on CCY students. Like that's Divine Lux. But like over at our studio, we took in a bunch of teenagers, and they all been working this summer, like, and they've been going hard. They've been making their money, and like, but they understand, like, we trying to help, like, cause I don't box, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I box in the mirror sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I just, you know, I knock my shout out, my shout out all the time.
There you go.
But yeah, but over there at Pure Imprints, man, we got some kids over there. And then at WDOE, we bring it like her son is amazing.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about
her daughter worked the wedding with us, man. She didn't want to do nothing with us, right? She shows up. She over there. She showed me some of the pictures. I was like, "Dang, you better than me." She said, "I know."
Who that remind you of? There you go.
For real?
Yeah.
She'll let you know though. Like, she ain't gonna tell you, see her face. This is how she tell you. She was like, yeah, because everybody need me. You know what I'm saying?
I do not.
I'll let you know next time.
Yeah. So daughter's already falling in my footsteps.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Then they got her haircut.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I told her, I said, man, they look like twins, man. Look. But that's good. But I also wanted to tell you all, I follow you all a lot. You know, I think what y'all doing is amazing. You know, the people you have on the show and getting people out there and, you know, giving people notoriety. I mean, I do. I mean, it is a pleasure to be here. I want to say that. And I thank you all for what y'all do as well, because, you know, you have a platform for people to come out and they can say, and people do tune in and listen to you all. So some of the things y'all discuss and talk about, it gets the gears turning. That's what it's all about, man. Getting conversation out there to make awareness. I mean, some people do not understand, like, some of the things that is out here, and then when you got yourself and Cassandra, you go through and y'all actually have deep conversations. What happens is it changes people's perspective on how they think, and because I have to change my perspective. Sometimes you have a preconceived notion when you think you know everything, and then of course when you hear someone's story, that's like a kid, getting back to what we were saying about the children. You know, sometimes they act like, man, what is wrong with you? And then of course when you find out, you understand, like, okay, he's hurting. You know, comedy or acting silly is a defense mechanism. You know, and then of course when I help him alone, and then I get a chance to find out what's going on, starting to crying on my shoulder, man. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. So now my thing is this: now that we find out what the problem is, what we're going to do to fix it. Exactly. What's the solution at this point?
And that's the thing about a lot of older people now, like our age. Like I think that they forgot that we were judged.
That's right.
They forgot that. oh, our generation was the worst thing that ever happened.
Oh yeah.
And then our parents, they forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And then their parents, they forgot
Yeah.
the same way. So like when like where I'm from,
mm-hmm.
it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Just because everybody dad wasn't there,
yeah,
don't mean life was just crazy.
Correct.
Like there, if you was hungry,
mm-hmm.
my mama, I just take
yeah.
food all the time to give it to my friends.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know I got a couple whoopings. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like it was better to know that I could help my friends. It wasn't about, like you said, notoriety or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's all about that kid being hungry, or if my dad popped up, like which it wasn't like all the time. My pops popped up and he give everybody some popsicles and stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then my dad always rolled up in the nicest cars or some little light skinned chick. So I was like, yeah, man, y'all see my daddy? So that's something we get to talk about
there
all
you go.
weekend. Yeah. So, but everybody else, like some of my friends had their dad in the house.
Yeah.
Some of my friends live with their grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends live with their aunties. Like,
right.
But I think that a lot of people when they get older, they only focus on the negative part that they went through in their life and forget like you can't tell me that Winton Terrace was a war zone.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a war zone. I didn't. I grew up in a place where I was good, man. Like the good shepherd pulled up on me. Like, I mean, we played basketball. When the lights went out for a whole week, we had a great time. Yeah. The police pulled up.
There you go.
And opened on the fire department. They pulled up, opened up the fire extinguisher. The thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we had a fire hydrant, and we had a good old time, man. Yeah. Like everything wasn't about. It was about being resourceful. I'm scared for the power to go out in certain neighborhoods now because nobody's together. Nobody appreciates each other's presence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what your day was like. I ain't gonna cuss you out because you like if something happened, like, but I do want to know why or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, it's just the lines of communication in this world are so horrible right now. Yeah, man. It is. And communication is key. Like just like you said. Well, yeah. Texting, selfieing. Oh, you got 5 girls. So you would think in your mind when you walk outside, like, I know every child. I don't care. Yeah. And you're like, oh, shit. Oh, all right. Well, well, tell me what's going on. Like,
I tell you, man. Yeah, you think, but yeah. I mean, you're right. Like I said, communication is. I mean, that's the key, and I've learned that. That's one great tool that I don't think people utilize. I mean, when you go and you have a conversation and you get communication going, then it brings understanding. If you open to hear and you understand, and that's what I was taught, and that's why I try to tell other people underneath me. Talk, use voice command, try to find out what's the root of the problem. You can't fix everything, but try. Try put in the work. At the end of the day, it's work. And I'm not a stranger to hard work. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a firm believer. You put your all in everything you do, and that follows me everywhere I go. Whether it's boxing, whether it's in law enforcement, or just being a human being. Mm-hmm. I try my best to be the best me I can be. Because at the same time, I have to. If you have children, they watching. They watching. There's nothing more embarrassing than your children giving you a lesson. Oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And trust me, it happens.
How does friendship work for you? What was that?
It's all the time. Tight be getting in.
And you want to be upset, you want to get mad, and you want to say, "I will," but it hurts because it's the truth. Yeah. So it's like they watching. It's like I'm always trying to be an example. To my children as well as people in the street because they watch it, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. They will tell you.
He calls me out. I mean, like he'd be like, and I tell him something like, "Oh yeah, well I just wanted to remind you about this. Like, or don't forget you did this, Daddy." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I did, but like at this, all right." Because that's another thing, like that. Do as I say, and as I do. Yeah, man. I don't live better.
Oh man.
So I'm like, if you keeping notes. Now I'm gonna start keeping notes. You know what I'm saying? But like we work like we a good team, man.
That's what it's all about, man. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
How was I mean, I know I keep on talking about the law enforcement.
No, go ahead.
But friendship, how does that work for you? Like, especially like.
Oh man. Okay, so you talking about the way things are going in the world today? It's tough. I mean, you have some people. I gotta be honest. I don't really receive much flack from it because I've been doing it for so long. People know who I am and what I stand for. So I don't get any backlash. But sometimes it's some uncomfortable conversations takes place, and I don't run from anything. I'm the type of person, if you have questions, let's talk about it, and they do. They say, like, how do you feel? If there was you watching George Floyd, and if there was someone doing that, would you, watch, or you snatch yourself? Of course I'll snatch him up, because at the end of the day, I was taught, once you go through training and once you put the handcuffs on someone and they're no longer a threat to themselves or other people, there's no need to do anything like that. If anything, you set them up on the curb, and because at this point, they're no longer a threat. So it's a lot of things you see out there that is not right. And I will call people out on it. And then, of course, I try to get other people to understand it is good men and women in that uniform. So let's not judge the masses. I mean, I hold people accountable for what they did. The officers that sat back and watched need to be held accountable. The people who sat and do these kind of things, and when they're supposed to be taught well in the academy, needs to be held accountable. I know what I was taught in the academy. Now, I don't know if different states does different things. I don't know, but I know how I was taught, and I can tell you what's right and what's wrong. Yeah. But you hold these people accountable. But the whole put everybody in the same, put them in the same category, that's not fair. But again, do I understand? Yes, because being a black man, seeing working with the youth, I get it. I understand both sides. Yeah. I understand people like myself who's like, man, but that's not everyone. But I understand people are frustrated because it seems like when this stuff happens, justice is not served. People get slaps on the wrist, pay vacation. Let's just be honest, administrative leave, pay vacation. So I get it. I understand. So that's the reason why, like I was saying back to my initial answer, I just try to be the best me. I keep prayer and everything. Yeah. I get up and I pray. That's what I do. That's my guide. Yeah. I pray. I said, Lord, order my steps, direct my path. Because I know if I'm led by you, I'm not going to make no mistakes. If I do, reveal it to me if I can humble myself, I won't make the same mistake again. Yeah. So that's what I do. I pray on everything, even things I'm not unsure of. But at the end of the day, it goes back to what Granny taught: treat people like you want to be treated, and that's how I was able to have longevity. Because I've had some days that wasn't good, but at the end of the day, I can honestly say, when my reward is when I see people in public, where someone that I had to go put incarceration, whatever the case may be, they come back and they say, "Hey man, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it, man. You know what? I hated the scenario, but at the same time, you was nice, man. You was a real nice guy. I appreciate that." So it lets me know I'm on the right path. But do I understand the frustration of people? Absolutely. Yeah. Do I understand why people, do these protests and sometimes they get a little violent? I do understand. I get it. I understand that completely because, again, at the end of the day, people are frustrated, and it is a difference. Yeah. It is a lot of discrimination out here. It is. So only thing I tell people, when they have this, just make sure you keep open mind, like I'm open mind. Like everyone that we arrest is not a bad person. Everyone that we see is not bad. We have to keep open mind, and like you said, we have to communicate, and we have to make sure that we check our attitude at the door. And if it's something that we're going through, we need to keep that stuff outside and don't let it mix in with the job. Because a lot of people also have a lot of anger issues, maybe in some personal they deal with at home, or maybe you can't take that on your job because you take it out on other people who don't deserve that. So that's the reason why it's good to have outlets. They tell you that stuff, have outlets. Boxing has been a good outlet for me. Being involved in my children's life has been good. I got these 5 daughters that go to the Creative School of Performing Arts. Some of them they in play, some of them do music, drama. So it's like you have a lot of outlets that can help soften the blow, if you will. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I do recommend, outlets.
And I'm glad you touched on that, but when I said friendship, I mean, even marriage, how does it work when you're on this job that, I mean, it's like, your family got to be on pins and needles going out there in the field every day. Or your friends, they like, because we all got that one friend.
That's right.
Like, who be like, hey, man, if I, just walk in the bank and be like, and then they give me the money and we good, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but what I'm saying though, how does that work in that light? You know what I mean? Like with your friends or with your significant, you know what I mean? All of that, how does that work for you?
Well, it works good for me. I mean, I don't have no issues with friends per se. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when I first joined law enforcement, that roster, it diminished greatly, 50%. Oh man, I love that he fucks with you, man. I can't. Oh yeah, it is. It was, in the beginning, and then of course, I don't cry with spilled milk. So okay, man, hey, do you, buddy? But I'm still gonna love you anyway. Right. But for as marriage and stuff, that stuff is tough. Okay. because this is my. I've been married twice, so it's tough because again, your significant other has to understand. I'm not saying that what we do is right or wrong, but it's like it takes a special person to deal with someone in that kind of field because it's like on and off switch. When I come in the door, it's like I may need some time to myself just to, and if you and my wife, she understands that she's a big support. Not saying my first wife wasn't, but it's like it was hard for her to understand what was going on. If I was having a bad day and things of that sort because of what I might have endured, or maybe a kid that I was close to mentor and find out that he passed away from gun violence and stuff. So it takes a special person to deal with law enforcement, whether it's a male or female, because we have a lot of people that the women are law enforcement and the man's not. And if you look in, statistic wise, it's high in divorce rates and alcohol abuse and that kind of thing because of what law enforcement endures. But my wife, she is very sympathetic. I mean, there's sometimes that I'll be fine and she constantly praying for me, or she might say like, "Are you okay? Can I get you anything?" And she's always trying to do things to relax me. Like I'm sitting out in the house, like, we need to buy us a hot tub. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this. Something for you to relax.
So she's empathetic. So she makes sure that she can feel your pain.
Oh yeah.
So, but also, so from your first marriage to your second marriage, you also have grown a lot.
Yes.
Like you said, you learned a lot of patience over time. So you had to learn. So like, you appreciate where you was before, but like now where you at, like some of those things that happen, I'm pretty sure that things have changed over time. And so my bad, man.
No, go ahead.
Sometimes it'd be crazy for me when I be talking about this stuff. Like man, like you I was glad, man.
But no, but what you say, you hit the nail on the head, man. Because like I said, getting back to friendship, and it's crazy because most of my friends are in law enforcement, so we all kind of you kind of have that form that camaraderie. And then a lot of my friends, they really sympathetic. They say, "Hey, man, be safe. We praying for you." And so I never really had no negative interaction with any friends and everything. But the marriage and my personal life, that was something that in time I had to learn how to even deal with myself, because it got to the point where I was upset and didn't even know why, or I was feeling a certain way and I didn't understand why. And then I had to understand, just talking to people like, I have a good friend named Dr. Wood. He's a psychologist. And I'm going to tell you this, I want to let everybody else know too. There's nothing wrong with talking to people, psychologists or therapists. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, to me, I don't understand why people kind of look down on stuff like that. To me, it helps because if you're the type of person that bottle things up, you don't understand what that stuff does because your spouse is trying to understand why you're upset, what's going on, why, and then you don't even understand why. So you're actually learning from yourself. Not saying that, the job, is bad, but sometimes things happen and you just don't understand why. So me being able to understand and being in this a long time, the more I talk and the more I have outlets, I smile more because now my wife, she told me now, it's like, man, you were so serious. Oh my God, you so serious, And I was a real fun guy to be around. Me and her, we grew up together and we were very, it was fun. I mean, it was games and everything like that, but I kind of lost myself, and it got to the point where I was serious all the time. I was no nonsense, and then I know there's a lot of people have said it about me. Said, man, boy, I tell you, man, you definitely not changed a little bit. And you're like, what, how so? Now you don't understand to you. I'm like, I'm still me.
Right.
But I said, nah, man, you tough, man, And then of course, then you add boxing to it, and then on top of that, then I ride motorcycles and everything. So it got to the point where I guess when I look back, I said, man, I guess I am pretty serious.
Oh, you don't like this summer, then, huh? This summer has been raining like crazy, man.
No, man. My bike has been in my back porch just covered up, man. But I got a chance to get it in a little bit. But yeah, man. But yeah, you hit some good points because it's like now, my wife, she said, I'm gonna bring that side out of you. And I'm like, nah, I said, I don't do this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have a pajama party.
She been doing it. That's what I love. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I love what I see from y'all relationship. Yeah. I can't really say what y'all relationship is, but as far as what the eye meets,
yes,
I absolutely love it. You can see the joy.
Yeah.
In her. You can see the joy in your entire family.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And I could see like the immense support that she shows.
Yes, she does. She does.
Like, I mean, even when like when he's about to go fight and stuff like that, you there.
Yeah.
Like just such a huge support.
Yeah.
Jennifer, I love you.
I love you too, honey. And it is. And you know what? She always talk about, how much, man, I needed you. You helped save me. But I don't think that she understands how much she saved me. Because it's like, it got to the point that my children even noticed an issue. They said, Dad, are you upset? I said, no, baby, I'm not upset. They said, you just got this look on your face. You just look like you're upset about something. I said, no, honey, I'm fine. And it got to the point I see the worry in my children.
Yeah.
I can just be sitting on the couch and I'm just listen, Dad, are you okay? Can I get you anything? You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, honey, I'm okay. They said, okay, I just want you to be all right. And it got to the point where I'm like, what's going on? And she just kind of told me, she's like, honey, we need to talk. I said, okay. And she said, you are so serious. Like, oh, we love you. You're a good man. You're a good provider, but you are so serious, baby. Like, you need to loosen up. And I didn't know how. I didn't know how. And she said, I'm going to figure it out. And man, and of course it came with resistance. It's like, we're going to have a pajama Christmas party. I ain't doing that then. She found me tights. Oh yeah, you want to wear them. And so now we're taking silly pictures. So now I'm laughing. Then all of a sudden it's like, now, okay, I don't even remember the last time I dressed up for Halloween. Like, well, we gonna get a costume. I said, nah, hell no, dude, not old Lord, not still, not me. It's like, now I'm wearing a costume, and it's like, and then it's just it was things like that. Then let's go bowling, let's do this, let's get a hot tub, let's do this, let's go here. We need to get away for a while. I don't care. Let's just go to a hotel and just a change of scenery. Let's just have fun. And it's like now, it's like yeah, and it's like, and now I'm laughing all the time, and it's genuine. Now my kids. And then my kids love it too, because I'm laughing, I'm smiling. They said, Dad, it's like you can just feel it different in my children. Yeah. Dad, you happy? Yes. Oh, I'm happy, baby. Yeah, I'm good. But that's what I'm saying. It takes a special person. And I didn't understand. I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was. And it just took someone. It takes a person with patience who love you, who can bring you out, who sees something. And then you have to be in a position to accept criticism. Absolutely. And something to be on the defense all the time, like someone is trying to disrespect you or they're trying to call you out. It's just that's out of love. Yeah. And she did it the right way. Her delivery is good. It's always, with love. And then, once I recognized it was an issue, then I didn't want to go to my second marriage like I did my first marriage, because I try to learn from whatever I did the first time so it won't happen the second time. Exactly. So yeah. So yes, to hit you on your point, brother, yes, it's a struggle, but I'm still a work in progress, because my kids still say like, Dad, you okay? You look like you're upset. I was like, no, babe, I'm okay. Okay. So I'm trying to work on my face, because I think I just have a permanent.
I have the same thing going on.
A permanent mean face. I want to look like him. It's like, he smiles. See, if I have his face.
About to say something slick.
Well, I don't know your brother per se, but I always see you on the show. You always got this smile on your face. If I had Joe's face, I think my children wouldn't ask me 100 times a day if I'm okay. So I'm going to have to work on the face.
So look, I came in the same way though, like, cause I was so tired, but like when I walked there, dude, you smile, everything literally broke down the layers. And what you said about therapy, and seeing somebody, that's another thing. Like, people don't know, because we don't put it into their head.
Correct.
Like, just like your wife is breaking down those barriers,
absolutely,
we have to do the same, especially for these young people and our peers, because our peers, they don't want to go to therapy, or they don't know that therapy doesn't cost as much.
Right.
But one thing I will say, there are places that might cost a little bit more money, but there are organizations that will help you pay for your therapy sessions as well. Yeah. Because we need it. Because as Black men, we come home. Like, I hate watching the news. I literally don't watch it, because some way you're going to find out what happened. Yeah. Whether it's somebody who just always watching the news, or somebody who just always care about negative stuff. Yeah. And then, like, I try to wake up with a reset every day. Yeah. But when I wake up sometimes, I'm like, oh, man. Okay. And it gets harder and harder. But when that starts happening to me, that's when I'm like, all right, make a phone call. I got to write a song. I got to do something to expel this energy. Correct. So I take my son in the morning, which I try to do that with my oldest son. And but I was too late. I think but my oldest son, he's so good at just like speaking to me about what he feels. Like sometimes he don't, like, cause he probably be 20. I get it. Yeah. And he's really 19. He'll be 20 on Saturday. So,
yeah. If it said he's 20.
And Look Familiar just turned 19 today.
Happy birthday!
Oh my God! Yeah, we most definitely love you. Yeah, over there.
Both of y'all.
Yeah, he is doing his thing. He just turned 19 years old. Oh my God, he a beacon of hope. Like he making like so. It's like my son is like this college student. Like he just do his thing, and then it's like Look Familiar. He just like this. He man, it's hard for me to like because I love.
We gonna have them on.
We gonna have them all on here.
I get it, man. Yeah.
You made today. Like, cause I was talking to my friend yesterday. He was like, "Man, bro, you going through it." I'm like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "Bro, like, cause like I was like, my mind just was like everywhere."
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sorry, it ain't on her. It's on. Well, but like, see, but as friends, that's what it's when I like even friendship people who don't know what you're going through or don't know your life, but they know you. Yeah. And they're like, hey, man, what's going on? I just wanted to call. Like, people don't just call and check on you. Yeah. So those people who do, and they're like, I just was calling you. What's up, man? And then it's almost like, oh, shit. I ain't got time for tears, man.
But you know what, man? And I'm going to tell you, I can see, you know, you are going through something. I can see tears and everything. I get it. I want you to know that's all right. And I'll tell you this, man, and I'm not discrediting no women out there. And please, I'm not trying to discredit no women out there whatsoever because they do a lot. It is a lot of single households and women is, you know, carrying everything on the weight on their shoulders. But I'm going to tell you this, man, being a man, it's tough. Right. It is tough. I mean, especially according to the way you were raised. My parents, my father is a good man. Very good man, and he taught me how to be strong, but it comes with great responsibility, especially if you're the type of person that you want to make sure everyone is good. What I mean by everyone is good, you put everyone else wants to these above yourself, and it's a lot of pressure because you don't want to fail as a man, you don't want to fail as a father, you don't want to fail your children, you don't want to fail the people that's important to you. So in turn, you become the type of person, you become a protector. You go out there and no matter what the issue is, you're trying to find that solution to that person's problem because that's just in you because that's just the kind of man you are. And then sometimes after you get done and you do solve the issue and you're there for the person that you need to be there for, then when you go off in yourself, that pressure and all that weight is on your shoulders because now you're exhausted. Because I'm a business. And then on top of that, people need to understand too, transferred energy is real. Oh yeah. If someone's going through something, you take that problem for yourself because you don't want to see that person hurt, and you take it on, and that problem becomes y'all problem. That's why I said sorry. Although that person is fine, you still feel that whatever that was, the anger or the or the pressure, because it's like, man, you took it on yourself. So that's the reason why I tell people it's okay to cry. It's okay to talk to someone because what happens is you have to expose of it. I mean, what happens with me, no matter what problems it, whether it's from my mother or my father or a lot of people, I'm that guy that people look up to in my family. I'm that go-to guy. And it's okay because, I mean, my mom said, you got big shoulders because you carry the load. I'm the go-to guy. I'm the type of person, someone call it, Omar, I need to talk to you. I need this, or Chief, I need this, need that. So you take on all that. You try to help as much as you can, and then you get exhausted because you done took on people's problems and and you really care. You give a damn. So you go all in. We in this together. Yeah. And then sometimes as men, we were told, you can't cry. You can't talk to nobody. That's a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? So now health issues happen. Yeah. Blood pressure happens. People gotta understand. So it ain't because way you eat and everything. Sometimes it's the stress, it's just the day-to-day hustle and bustle, see? And then I had to learn that. And then when you start talking to people and you start getting that stuff out, then it's another healthy part of life where you ain't keeping that stuff around you and exposing it. Because it's just like garbage. Once you get all that garbage, the garbage man have to dispose of it, because if not, your house is going to be reeking full of it. So you have to figure out how to get rid of that stuff. So that's where boxing and stuff come in. I'm pretty sure that's where your music come in. That's where her media stuff come in. You got to do these things, because not, like I said, it'll hurt you not only, relationships, health-wise. You as an individual, after a while, you don't know who you are. And that's what happens. I thought I knew who I was, but man, when my wife came, it's like, I really understood, like, man, I did change, because I was a video game nut. Come down here, let's play video games. I ain't, video games. I'm 40 years old. Right. It's like, oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it was stuff like, please. Like what that mean? Because you're 40, you come there and play, dress up, man. Girl, please don't. I ain't a teenager. I ain't dressed up for no damn Halloween. But again, it's things like it's nothing wrong with staying in touch with that younger side, especially if you have children. There's nothing wrong with being a big kid. That's why I had to learn. Being a big kid don't mean irresponsibility. Being prioritized. It's a time I'm going to be chief marshal. It's a time I'm going to be steel. It's a time I'm going to be that dad. It's a time I'm going to be that husband. And that's what we have to understand. It's okay. Yeah. But I'm proud that you said that, man. And whatever you're going to do, I'm going to pray for you, man, because I understand being a black man and being a father and having responsibility. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. It is. And don't let no one tell you, man, you already know, man. Cry if you want to. Yeah. Talk to whoever you need to. Yeah, if she's giving you some trouble, give her the business.
You know?
Give her the business. If she's part of the problem, you find a solution.
So she ain't never the problem. It's like when she said sorry for her, it's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when stuff come out in the media, certain things about like her son. Like I literally
it's tough, man.
I try my best to be the ears, because like I'm the person sometimes I talk too much too, like so like, but I'm not a person who give my opinion without a solution, you know what I'm saying? But with that whole about being a father, and it's like I have to do all of those things. And it's like, but sometimes I forget to be me.
That's right.
Like sometimes I forget to say, hey dude, you count.
That's right. Hey. Oh yeah.
So I wake up in the morning and I'm like, all right. And then like, you know, at our age, man, it's more naps than sex. Man. You know what I'm saying? So like,
trying to create a balance.
And let me let you know this. I don't take a lot of naps either. I'm sorry. No, man, but no, for real.
No. But you talking, man. Listen, they need to hear that, man.
Yeah, man. But like, enjoy yourself. Yeah. Spend time with yourself.
That's right.
It's okay. Like, it's okay. You know, like, and like, I don't never just need a break. Sometimes I just need to eat a popsicle.
Yeah, whatever.
Popsicle
absolutely
change everything for me. Like, I don't know, like, a pop, man, look.
Listen, whatever your thing is to give you peace of mind, sometimes
that means you ain't had a popsicle.
We got comments.
You gotta get this man popsicle.
Something's wrong with you.
I told you. I knew he was gonna give me one. Whatever it is, wind therapy, motorcycle, popsicle, whatever it is. Have your outlet, man. Get it. But no, that's right. You matter. We matter. We matter. But no, I understand.
Some comments we gonna go through. Pack it up and go. Charles.
That's Charles. What's going on, brother?
Thanks for tuning in. That's him.
And most definitely shouts out to Charles and LIB.
Yes. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to Bear Nickel.
Is that?
That's what that is.
CJ?
Bear Wolf.
Well, he look like a millionaire on that profile.
Right, don't he? Not like how he looking right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
appreciate y'all. Thank you. So I've arrived. I'm on the show. I've arrived.
Thanks for tuning in. Sister asked him, how do I get my legs bigger?
Leg presses. A lot of leg presses. Squats. Yes.
That's what's up, y'all. Keep up the great work in the community.
I appreciate that. Thank y'all for y'all support. It means a lot. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, man.
That's our producer.
My man. I appreciate it. That's all right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Jacob. Thanks for tuning in.
Shouts out, Jacob.
This is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you as well. What's up?
Who got it? You know I can't say.
What's up? We're waiting on that flyer. Because we have the cleanup challenge for the neighborhood. Yeah. He inboxed me. He said they're getting a flyer together and it's gonna be real soon. So
and we with you, bro. Like it ain't no question about it. We most definitely got you, man.
We're gonna go from hood to hood. We challenging each hood to go out there and clean up.
They own hoods. Like that's your hood. That's where you live.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Amen.
No.
Hey.
Yeah, brother. And you better be rested.
Yes, you better be rested.
Yeah,
we love
4-5. Let me look at my phone. Yeah.
Right.
All right, yeah. Once again, most definitely, shouts out to my brother 4-5, man. He over there dealing with surgery and recovering. So we most definitely love you, brother.
Travel Story Champ, you are one of the few good people we have out here that is real about helping out the youth.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
Who that is? Keishada. Okay. And Keishada, he do like, he cook like with kids, like help them. So he is really investing in these children over in Cali.
That's good. That's good because that's what they need. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you this too. A lot of them, man, once they get in these programs, they appreciate it. Yeah. They just need some guidance. Yeah. You know, they just need some guidance. And if you show them the way, man, like I said again, that helps. And so shout out to you, man, for you say he does the cooking and everything.
Yeah, so he's actually helping mentor a lot of young chefs. He said he got like 7-year-olds who know how to whip it up. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking I'm
good
special.
Stuff, man. Good stuff. Keep up the good work. Hey, you keep up the good work. Hang in there, buddy.
You laying down?
All right,
we're just making sure. Yeah, it's what you said about, you know, helping out the children and things like that, but like some people need to realize, like you were saying before, like everybody wasn't brought up the same.
Correct.
They were brought up in different households.
Yes.
And things like that. Sometimes you don't even know if a child has eaten.
That's right.
For that day, let alone have they eaten for a week. You don't know if they've been abused. Yeah. You don't know exactly what. And some people feel like because they're children, they can treat and talk to them any kind of way.
That's right.
And I don't mess with stuff like that because that's why I feel like some kids run to the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they don't want to get a job, or they don't want to go to school, is because adults feel like kids, they automatically have to respect you. But you absolutely have to give that child some respect.
Oh yeah, 100%
as well.
100%.
Because don't nobody like to be pointed at and yelled at and told this and told that or whatever. That's discouragement, and they ain't gonna want to be around you. They ain't gonna want your help. Yeah. They gonna feel like, all right, ain't nobody telling me what to do on these streets.
That's right.
And it's a way you could tell them how to do or what to do without being disrespectful.
Yeah, you said it. And it's like they're a sponge. They don't forget.
Absolutely.
And they don't forget, you know. And like I said, that's the reason why I'm so careful, even with my children, what I say, because they will not forget. That's pivotal moments of their life. And that's the reason why, you know, when they go down to punishing even my own children, I watch what I say. If I'm angry about something, I take a minute. And then I say, when I get myself together, then I address them. And if they are punished or they do get spanked, then I'm the type of person to let them know what they did, why they did it, and how come you get punished. And I make them tell me. Sometimes I make them tell me before I even ask, why are you in trouble? Yeah. They tell me because I did ask why. So you do understand.
Right.
And it's important that our delivery, we always have to make sure that our delivery is on point. If you're angry, do not talk to the child out of anger because, again, we're not perfect. Being a parent, it don't come with a rule book.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get that straight, man. All these people, man, got right all these books and tell you this, man. That shit. I'm sorry. That's bullshit. Like, I mean, I'm just okay. I'm in the
yes,
but okay. But it's like it's no rule book to it. So it's like the only thing you can do is just try, do the best you can. But again, you have to be careful because, like I said, again, I don't want my children to ever come to me and say, "Dad, that hurt me." You know what I'm saying? So I always want to make sure that I'm on top of it. And what you said was powerful. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's been said down there. You don't know how the impact. I mean, what you said can make on a child. And I mean, and I think about it like this: if people come up out of their busy schedule, or they are busy and they take time to come and approach me for something I did right, imagine what the impact if you something said.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll be in the store and I mean they come, hey, Chief, I'm like, what? Man, this one man I've been telling you about. And I do appreciate it. So I think about that. I said, Lord, thank you. I did something right, because if he's willing to come all this way just to acknowledge me, imagine what kind of impact that I would have on his life if I did something negative.
Yeah.
So that's why I always keep that, because it's like it's humbling, and I don't take that. I don't take it lightly. I mean, anybody who come up to me and approach me, that's a blessing because I always want to make sure I do the right thing.
Right.
And if I did anything, I'm quick to apologize. That's another thing. The word "I'm sorry." Some people think it's so hard for people to apologize.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but yeah, we have a long way to go. But anyhow.
We definitely go. I'm going to talk about. I'm going to read these last 2 comments, and then I want to talk about some more about your fighting.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, we did. Miss Noble Fields, we didn't shout her out. She found us on YouTube, and she's been.
Oh yeah, she was. I love her. Yeah, already.
She's always tuning in.
And you need to inbox us. We gonna send you a gift card to Chipotle or something.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? If you cool with that,
right?
We
just inbox us and let us know if you don't like Chipotle.
Let us know what you like. We like it.
So if we inbox you all, y'all give out gifts.
Well,
no, if we tell,
I got my phone. I can inbox right now.
You a photo shoot,
right?
Okay. I mean, I understand. I appreciate that, but I want everything.
I feel you like take my picture.
So my inbox out now, get Chipotle, I get burritos, what? But nah, go ahead. Do your thing.
Before you go around back, I wanted to talk about the accountability that
yes.
he displayed. Like, that's what I wanted to just show.
Go ahead.
Accountability without saying it. You have literally spoke that through this whole show, like about accountability, being a good father, but also making sure that you understand where people are coming from.
Yes.
And that right there, I just want to take my hat out to you for that. For real.
Thank you.
It makes me want to rock with you even more, just from
that.
the things that you said. But I can tell that that's the type of person that you are. Like, and it's making me feel like, like, especially when you can look at another black man and be like, hey, there's some things I can hit right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I appreciate
just to
that.
be better. So, like, when it comes to accountability, I'm very, very stern about that. Like, I don't deal with people who like, oh, well, they did this too. Like, 'cause when you spoke on everything, you said, all right, we have to be responsible for this.
Yeah.
But there are people who will say, well, if this happens, it's like, oh, well, everybody ain't bad. I mean, yeah, that's true, but this ain't about everybody.
That's correct.
It's about this situation. And like, like a silence to me is complicity. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
But like for you not to acknowledge the facts, like if that's what's going, like, man, look, I really, really, truly adore and I respect you, man.
Well, I respect you guys. Again, I appreciate you all because even being on the show and watching your show, y'all so transparent.
Right.
They're transparent. I mean, so many people use their platform and it's just one way.
Yeah.
Bashing this person. But you all are transparent. It's like, okay, come on the show. Speak your truth.
Yeah.
Okay, say what's on your mind. We may not agree with it,
right.
But again, at least y'all transparent to the point where if y'all agree, I'm pretty sure y'all had guests y'all didn't agree with. But so you know what I'm saying? But again, they come on the show. And that's what make y'all legit because it's just not a one show where it's like, oh man, if you want to go and bash people, man, come on this show. Go, you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all invite anyone, speak your truth.
Yeah.
And open up for comments. It's respect. Because people comment may not agree with what I'm saying or may not agree with what you're saying, but I'm glad that y'all have a platform where y'all make it fair across the board. So other people can show you their side. And maybe you didn't understand it. Or maybe I didn't understand your side, but again, to have a platform where we all can, again, like you said, communicate.
Yeah.
That's how you get things done. That's how you get things. And y'all getting a lot done. Let me tell you, y'all getting a lot of things done. 100%.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right, you gotta go.
All right. More about boxing. So, hey, y'all, look.
There you go.
This is heavy.
That looks good on you. They have a women league too.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I'm too old to fight.
No, because I'm just saying.
We don't cast that spell.
Okay,
well, go ahead. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, we make it happen now, but go ahead. Go ahead.
My fight things. I did enough of that. I did enough. I got busted in the head.
Oh man,
I'm good.
Yeah.
But how many belts have you won?
Okay, I got 3. I got the WBU title, I got the WBF, and I got the WBI. So how this happened? Again, I was in training. I was training. I was in Louisville, Kentucky. I fought this guy. His name was Wolf Gannon at the time, and got him. I got a knockout round by the 4th round. So at this point, they were telling me, they said, listen, man, I have a good manager. His name is Andrew Kirkland. George Carter's my trainer. He said, listen, the windows opportunities are closing. Where are you at for his boxing? I know this was just going to be a hobby that you're going to do just to stay in shape for your job, but are you taking this seriously? I said, yeah, I take it seriously. He said, well, because I want to see if we can, get you out there. That means that you have to have a commitment, sponsors. At this point, if you start getting sponsors and we start getting Nike and Adidas and things like that, you're going to have to start fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a commitment. We just want to know what level of commitment you are. So, well, I tell you what, long as it doesn't, conflict with my job,
right?
I got you. I said, that's my bread and butter. This here is just, it's fun for me. It's an outlet, but that's my job. And nothing can, interrupt that. So they said, no, we'll be fine. So at this point, I went on to sign a contract, remember a 4-fight deal. So at this point, I was just going to try to move up the ranks. Well, a boxer got his hand broken in training camp. So Charles Burkle and Tom Barrett, these was the presidents of the league. They said, okay, honestly, they said, we're just going to throw someone in there. I don't look for him to win, but, at the same time, it's a good story. He's an older fighter, window opportunity closing. Okay, let's just throw him in there and see what happens. So I went on, so I went on and trained, and then my George told me, said, man, you got a title fight. I said, what? He said, yeah. So I said, okay, let's do it. He trained my ass hard. I mean, man. It got to the point where it was, I walk in training camp, I walked out crawling on my knees. It was that bad. He said, well, you understand something, man? At the time he was 30, I was 35 at the time, 36. He said, these fighters are younger, they're more hungry. He said, you on the downside, but I always had power. I don't know what it was about myself that I always wanted to compete because I always had a lot of power for whatever reason. I didn't have to do much to do it. And I said, well, okay. He said, one good thing about it, you have a lot of power. If we're using the right, context, we do well. So I went in there with an attitude that I'm going to win. Yeah. I'm going to win. I didn't come here to play no games. Right. So at this point, he said, man, I'm telling you, man, if you win, he said, man, the opportunity is going to be endless. So I said, okay. So I went on, got in that fight. He won a unanimous decision, knocked him down twice, but, at this point, when it was over, it was amazing. I won the title, and I got 2 of them at the time. There was a WBI and a WBF at the time. And at this point, so you have mandatory. So I had to go ahead and I had to fight a lot. And it was cool because I got a chance to travel. Went to Chicago for the Police Fire World Games. Went to Nashville, New York, Pittsburgh. I mean, they just kept me going. And then, yeah. I forgot. Who they? Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Oh, man, you have to do it. See. Are you a Bengals fan?
I just be chilling.
Okay.
You still saying?
Yeah.
So my cousin is Carl Pickens.
Okay.
But he's actually from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So we all, so I was only a Bengals fan because my cousin was on there.
Yeah. But you had to.
Yeah, and plus my brothers and them, I be watching it sometimes. But I don't care for it. I ain't I played football, but I ain't care for it like that. I ain't go crazy.
I hear you.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah.
I always mess with
him. Whose car is that out there with the Bengals on there?
I ain't mine. Probably yours. But
okay, so can I ask you about that last fight that you were so upset
about? Yeah, I was upset. So this is the problem. This is what's going on. So I'm on the downside. So I'm 41. Haven't lost a fight yet. And I was able to unify all 3 of the titles. I went to Evansville, Indiana, and I fought this guy. His name was Everton Burroughs. He's a Cuban fighter, and they thought that he was going to be the guy that's going to stop me. So they wanted to go ahead and just make that fight, And then my trainers wanted it because at this point, if I could get all 3 of the titles, then that would be good for my legacy. So they said, let's just try to do that. I said, okay, cool. So we went on and made the deal happen, and it was tough, but one thing, I got a good team. I got a good training camp. They knew that anything after the 4th round, he would get gassed because he was actually 300 pounds, 315, and I was coming in at 280. So the plan was just get him to punch himself out early. Yeah. And he did, which was tough because he's a tough fighter. I mean, those shots it was hell. Mm-hmm. But again, they started softening up around about the 3rd or 4th round. So we got him down the stretch. So at that point, we was able to unify everything, and I was gonna let that be done. I was gonna be done with it, but all of a sudden, opportunities are coming, and it got to the point where my daughters, again, go back to being a dad.
Yeah.
Dad, we want to go, we want to do it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to keep going, for my girls, because they were young when I got back in it, but now they're at that age, they want to come out, they want to travel with me. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep this one as long as I can. But the key is, I don't want to lose. I'm a sore loser.
Sure.
I haven't lost a fight yet. So it's like, and my wife said, look here, I understand, you make us happy and travel, but I know how you are. If you lose, that's gonna devastate you. You're gonna be one of them people gonna be fighting to their 50 to try to reclaim glory. She said, so I will go out while I'm on top. I said, yeah. So I thought about it. I said, well, I feel pretty good, man. I mean, in training camp, they get me together. So and I know how to throw them things, man. I know what I'm doing in there. So to make a long story short, I had a mandatory. They told me that I had to fight that year. So I said, okay, fine. I said, whoever he is, let's make it happen. So at this point, I went, here's the thing people understand. When you go to training camp, it is a lot that goes on with it. I mean, it's abstinence. It's so much if you take it seriously. I mean, certain things you can't eat. So it's like, hydration, nutrition, you can't have sex and all this other stuff. So you commit to it. So when you get there,
you said abstinence and you can't have sex. He was serious about that.
I want to put emphasis on that, brother. I want to put emphasis on that part because, they want you at your best. So when I got there, it was perfect because we was at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Everybody know where that is. The house Peyton Manning built. It was great. I mean, it was a good promotion. Everything was wonderful. Get there, and I was pissed because when I got in the ring and I was fighting this guy, it was an embarrassment. And that's not the way I operate. I wanted to make sure that I put on the show for people. Fans is beginning to come back in the arena because of COVID, and he ran. He's going in between ropes. He's getting behind the referee. He's ducking. He's getting in the fetal position. It was just so much bullshit that was going on with that to the point where he clearly didn't want to fight. So I'm looking at the referee, and I'm like, what you want to do? You want to stop it? You want to let this go? And he continued to let this circus show go. So at this point, my trainer gets up on the apron, George, and he's yelling at the referee. He said, man, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, are you an amateur? You shouldn't officiate a fight. Like, you see what this guy's doing? He's getting between the ropes. He's breaking all the rules that boxing said you ain't supposed to be doing.
Right.
But of course, the referees continue to let this go on. So I'm trying my best. Now I'm fighting out of anger. And, George, my trainer's always teaching. You throw every punch, throw it with cruel intentions, but make sure they count. So I'm wasting energy because I'm swinging and this dude is in between the ropes. He's got his back turned. You can't hit a person when their back is turned. That's an illegal punch. So it was just to the point where it was beginning to be a circus show. And my trainer got up and they threatened to disqualify him and make him go to the back. And at this point, I wouldn't have a corner. I wouldn't have a cut man or anything like that. So it was irritating. But, we won. But that's not the way I wanted it because it was just an embarrassment. And people who come out to see me, they know that they're going to see the show. And that was some of the worst. That was one of the worst moments in boxing I've ever experienced. And I felt like that was not the last fight I wanted. To go out, I wanted a better show for fans and the people that's followed me. I wanted better for them than that. And, people paid their money. People came from all out of town. People, came. And I'm like, man, I was so irritated.
And that punch would have been.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, good thing about it, I broke his nose. I mean, I broke his nose. I broke his nose. And, that's another thing, too. I had to,
let me be your translator. I'm glad we broke your motherfucking nose, nigga. And I hope your shit crooked. Ah! All right. So, I'm just want to translate.
So his nose got broken. I was happy about that. But at the same time, it was anger. Of course, after anger, subsides a bit, you start thinking like, okay, I mean, all right. But I was angry. I wanted to kill that guy. So at this point, that's what I was upset about. And they gave me a Legends title, which was cool because, that it's just like our Legends title is just on this equivalent like the Ring Magazine belt. It's a belt they give you for unifying all the titles. Mm-hmm. So they gave me that. And I tried my best to, show appreciation because they called me at the time I was angry. So I had to walk out for a minute, gather myself, come back and then thank everyone that was involved. So now what they're going to do now, I'm going to have one more fight. And it's going to be the person that I'm negotiating with. This person's going to be, he's a fighter. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good show. Ain't going to be no running. It's going to be two people, front and center. We're going to throw these things. We're going to trade leather. So I'm looking forward to that because I actually like getting hit. You know, that's another thing. My wife, she thinks I'm crazy. You know, but it's like it's nothing like it. I mean, I'm telling you, I guess it's when you know I hear you. You're a performer. Now I've been following you actually as like a rapper or something like that, right? So you understand where I'm coming from. When you're on stage and then you got those people, and you know people is doing this, and they can't wait to hear you. You know, well to see your name in lights and to walk it down and you see fireworks and you have your name. I mean, I was in Tennessee and I was at Tennessee National Park. And they have a big guitar up there, and to see your face in there and all that stuff. It's just it does something to you. The fans do something to you, so it's like I can't wait. And the first thing that happens, I get hit. I get hit in the face, and I love it. I mean, I love it because that lets you know you were in it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just love it. I'm going to miss it. So what they did was they signed me to a Legends contract, and what that does, it allows me to do exhibition fights. They don't count, but I still be able to get in the ring with some of the younger talent. I'll be able to do some commentating. I get a chance to see what it's like to be you too, because I'll be analyzing fights. I'll be interviewing people. So I couldn't wait to get here because it's like not kind of see what it's like. Because this is another side. I'm going to be behind the mic, so it's going to be cool. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. But I'm not giving up boxing just yet. I'm going to do exhibition fights, but it's going to be the pressure's off.
Can you give me some of your? I know you be practicing your commentating. Let me hear some of your commentating. Like, all right, hold on, like. Let me fight.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. If you go on my Facebook page, you're gonna see I wear these towels. I mean, no one influenced me like Mike Tyson did, and I kind of do. I kind of my style is like him. But I didn't want to take too much of his because you know at the same time that's his. But the black trunks, and then I always get this towel, and I always have phrases on it. Some of my phrases on it says, you know, run while you can, survive if I let you. Some of them, I got one that says, pay the cost to be the boss. I got another one that on the back it said, what did it say? It got world champ on it, but all my phrases, whoever I'm fighting, however I feel, it's a message. Like this guy, he's gonna run his mouth. So this town's gonna have on quick, easy money. Ooh. So yeah, boxing is something else. I mean, it brings out the ugly out of you, but you have to, man. You have to have an edge. So the guy that the 2 fights, man, that he was talking, he was going to take all of this. So that's what I told him. I said, you know, run while you can, survive while let you. And he did not survive. He did not survive.
He ran, though.
He ran.
Yeah,
but man, it's cool. But, you know, they tell you, just try to stay out of media as much as you can, you know. And I try to just, you know, you have to do it because you're obligated to. So I really don't like doing it, but I understand that, you know, that's how they get their money. So you in a zone back there, especially when you look and see when it's next, because they already have the card set and they got people come after. So okay, you be coming up next. So that's when they want to stick a microphone in your face while you like in there, you know, you shadow boxing, you know, you ready to rock and roll. So it's like, then it's like, oh man, I gotta stop it. You gotta do your media work. They ask you questions, how you think it's gonna happen. You're gonna stop them. It's like, look, man, I don't know. I'm just ready to get in there and make it happen. So yeah, but now I'm gonna see how those guys feel because I'm gonna be one of the people that's gonna be sticking a microphone in their face, and I'm gonna get that short answer. And I'm gonna say, what the hell wrong with him? And I was filmed like 5 years ago.
That's how it be. I mean, that's what I love about. I love boxing, man. Like I always go back and watch, like especially the older clips. Because heavyweight to me, like they don't really emphasize on it as much, especially like in the Mayweather era, and like everybody who coming up now. Like I remember in the '90s, heavyweight was like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah,
like, everything was amazing.
Yeah, man.
So now it's like featherweight or midweight, and then it's like UFC and stuff. And UFC is something totally different. Like I really love all y'all who out there doing. I'm nervous about y'all, because I saw one kid. We worked with him, and we was all servers. So like our faces got us money. You know what I'm saying? So this dude, he was short. I mean, my face got me. Let me get that but this dude comes to work. Like,
I like you, man. I do. I like you, man. I don't know how you do it, man. You're like, hey, man, I like you. You're gonna have me back, man. But go ahead and do your
you back alive.
Have me back.
So he has his second UFC fight, and he lost.
Yeah.
So nobody's trying to talk about it, but he was kind of like messed up a little bit in the face. So I was like, bro, as long as you're still pretty, man. I was like, don't let motherfuckers take you crazy ass time. You fucking asshole. He was like, thank you so much. He was like, I do not need nobody feeling bad for me. And that's all it took. You know what I'm saying? Man. But yeah, man, like, we coming. Where you fight at?
Well, they're still negotiating. I think they're thinking about New York. So that's where my initial flight was going to be before COVID hit. I was going to do a tour. I had New York and I also had Toronto, Canada. So I'm still looking to make those dates. I want to do it even if this is my last one exhibition fights. The goal is they want to promote this league. This league is fast approaching and growing. They do a lot of things in Brazil. They do a lot of things overseas. That's what they're really known for. But they really want to get more notoriety here in the U.S. As you know, I mean, but it's going to be a hard nut to crack because I mean, you got professional boxing, PBC, and all of those. So it's like it's a lot of competition out there. But they getting there. They getting there. And I'm just going to go for the ride, man, because it's like I love to compete. I love to travel. So this was right down my alley. And for it to be set in my lap the way it did. I mean, I got a chance to work out and be around a lot of greats. One of the people that, again, God has just been good to me because it's like I didn't have to ever try to figure out what my next resource is going to be. Things just always landed in my lap for some reason. To give you an example, I was just down at the hub, working out, and all of a sudden, I bumped into Aaron Pryor's son. So he said, "Hey, man, you need to work out with my brother, Aaron Pryor Jr." So I said, "Okay, cool." So called him up. We worked out together. There's another guy. He's a professional boxer named Santino Turnbow. Worked out with him, and then before you know it, I get a chance to talk to, linked up with Dwight and Drew, which was Adrian Broner's manager at the time. So got a chance to sit underneath the learning tree from him. So I had a lot of people that I can't say I did this on my own, man. I mean, being around, Drew, who's with Adrian and Mike Stafford, got a chance to work out with some of these guys who have groomed and have worked with world champions. Then, I was sitting around. I went home one time, and it was a house I used to pass by. It had a big fence that said a House of Champions. Had 2 boxing gloves. I said, whoever that is must have been a boxer. And lived next to this guy for years. Had no idea it was Dexter Norman. Dexter Norman, guy, he had trained Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. I mean, Cincinnati has a big boxing pedigree.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, right here in your backyard.
I'm from Wayne Terrace.
Yeah, so you already know Millfield boxing and all that stuff. They used to have them tournaments down there. So he was out there cutting the grass. I said, whoa, man. I said, Dexter. He said, hey, what's going on? And the thing about Dex, he knew who I was. I said, what's up, champ? And then I'm sitting underneath the learning tree from him. He's giving me tips and everything. So it's amazing how things just kind of land in my lap. I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, it's been a blessing because, I mean, some of these people, you can't touch with 10-foot poles because it's got to be at the right place at the right time. I just happen to just roll up and say, hey, man, have you met? This is who this is. And these are high-end people with groom. I mean, Mike Stafford and all those guys. I mean,
every name that you have named are great, amazing people.
Yeah.
And like you said, anybody can't, like Drew, man, dude literally put his all into this for this to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Big up to Drew. I mean, the Boxing for Peace, and he has a lot of people that comes in, giving back to the community. I mean, he does a lot here in the city, and working with Drew, he allowed me to, introduce me to a lot of people that works in boxing, who's trainers, and I exchange numbers. And hey, man, they look at my video. Hey, man, you need to work on your footwork a little bit more. Or you need to do a little bit more. Work on your power a little bit more. I mean, these are people who just took time out and just said, hey, this is what you need. Like Aaron Pryor's son, he told me, he said, hey, man, you know what? He don't taught me before, when you training. In your trainings by doing a figure 8 around the ring, always hopping around the ring. Just because you're a heavyweight does not mean you have to be slow and sluggish. Yeah. With heavyweights, they kind of fight one way. They kind of fight up front. So he's like, you can move. Learn how to use head movement. So Aaron Pryor, he ain't a heavyweight, but he been around his dad. He knows boxing. So he, now I always doing those figure 8s around the ring, making sure that I would get loose.
And to make people not know, okay, they studying who you used to be, and you about to,
get
in that
pound,
beat your ass.
Yeah, look, it's always something to learn. So again, I mean, it's been awesome, my journey here. Like I said, I hate that it's kind of coming to an end a little bit because it's like now I'm really getting going, but unfortunately, got to getting older, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting older. So it's like, but it's God. God is good because I'm allowing me to do something I love to do, even if I started late. And not a lot of people can say they have accomplished what I've accomplished in a short window of time. Yeah. So you have to take the good, get better with the sweet. So I want to keep going, but at the same time, when it's enough. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I tell myself all the time that I can keep doing this, but a training camp starts, it lets you know.
Yeah.
It lets you know. I mean, because to give you an example, if I'm fighting a younger opponent, maybe he's in his 20s, and let's say our fight is in November, he may start training camp in September. Get 2 months in. For me to prepare for November, my training camp starts now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to start training camp 3 and 4 months before training camps. So mine is a mini camp, training camp, now fight night. You see my point? So it's like when you start doing things like that, you kind of know, like it's almost that time, and it's okay. It's okay. I done came to grips with it.
And I think another thing that people don't understand is like you started later on, like when your brain is fully developed.
Yeah.
So some of those punches when they come to your face don't affect you as much as it would a 20-something-year-old fighter because, like, understand our bodies are still developing, like right now, but in your 20s, your brain is still literally growing to your cranium. My cranium, I got the big head, you know what I'm saying? But like some of those boxers, like, especially like, Muhammad Ali, like some of those hits, like he took, he might have took them in stride, but over time, like it shows something. Like I was watching some of those fights where he was like the last ones where he was losing, and it was like I could not. I was so hurt watching him fight. Yeah, and I'm like everybody did him a disservice. Yeah, like those people. They did it, and you could see it in his eyes. Yeah. And rest in peace to Muhammad Ali.
Rest in peace. But you're right, man. Listen, you what you're saying is right because it was a different time back then. It was a lot of money was on the line. You didn't do things like that. And let's keep in mind too. Back then, fights was 20 rounds. You see what I'm saying? It's 12 rounds now, but go and do your homework where boxing was 20 rounds. You see my point? These guys fought for 20 rounds and exhausted and against the ropes, and they couldn't defend themselves because they fatigued. So they just getting rocked. I mean, if you look at the Joe Frazier fight, he got rocked by Joe bad. And that's another thing that I have to think about too. I can't be selfish. I got 5 kids, and then even my wife is telling me, it's like, honey, I know you love it, but last thing I want is for you to be slurred at the tongue or, you losing your memory and things like that. And let's face it, boxing is a barbaric sport. It's no padding. It's none of that. I mean, you can psych yourself up to think, okay, my fists are tight. The boxing gloves is padded, but it has no effect whatsoever. You feel those punches while you see them get knocked out. And I know let's face it, the human body ain't meant to take that kind of punishment. I mean, we love football. We love boxing. We love MMA. It's entertainment. I get it. But the body wasn't meant for that.
And I mean, back then, football alone, like the way that the equipment was, they didn't make millions when football first started. And they was working actual jobs and playing football and taking a beating to their body. But one thing I can say, though, which I love about the story of Muhammad Ali, guy, Mike Tyson, he took care of his last 2 opponents.
He did. Larry Holmes,
Man, when he hit Larry Holmes, oh my God. I was like, and I'll go back. I love to watch the past because the past is the footsteps of the future. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing I wanted to say to you. I already know that that's what you're working on, but like teaching is still everything.
That's right.
Like, so past, like you already working with the youth, but now you get to work with the future boxers of the world. Like, your exhibition fights, they gonna watch you. They gonna, man, like,
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. And one thing I want to give credit to, I want to give credit to George too, because I bet you complain, but he understands boxing. I mean, he knows what I need. And one of the things I love about him, I call him cheap. I'm sorry, George. I got to say it. I call him cheap. I said, man, I have the worst equipment, but he understands. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to give away too much secrets, but I'm going to say this. He said, one of the reasons why is you win all your fights. I said, why is that? He said, don't think just because of your skill. He said, because these fighters are comfortable. I said, what do you mean comfortable? He said, now, we go to their training camp, air conditioned. They are using pressure weights, meaning computer-generated weights. Wow. He said, a computer. He said, I understand. He's not a technology person. I understand. He said, but I'm old school. He said, the gym I work to is going to stink. The heavy bag is going to be held together by duct tape, and I love that. I love that atmosphere. I mean, when I was in training camp, when I was working, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against people who want to go and, air condition and pressure weights and, they jogging on turf. That's great. If that's for your thing, fine. But one thing I've got success for is that broken down gym, missing windows. You know, the held together by bubble gum and duct tape.
Yeah.
Instead of punching, you know, nice padding in there, he got sand and anything else, concrete, anything he can put in there. And he's like, he's rough. I mean, he's raw. I mean, here I am pulling my truck. I mean, he's like in a golf cart, and he's like, you know, you need to take me around, just keep one in a circle. So I got a harness on, pulling 4 or 5 people on a golf cart. He's sitting on my truck, and I'm up for pulling my truck with him and 3 other people on it.
You strong.
Yeah, I'm pretty strong. So, and these videos he has me, it's on YouTube. I mean, it's on YouTube and Facebook. How he had me pulling these trucks.
I'm gonna be sharing your shit.
So and that's what he has me doing. And then the time comes when he said, "You understand?" It was almost like, you know, when you watch Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi, you think you a slave. He had wax on, wax off, and that stuff. And I laugh at that stuff, but that's how George is. He have you doing shit like that, thinking like, man, dude, what the hell you got me doing? This ain't boxing, man. Why am I pulling a truck? Why am I pulling y'all on a golf cart? He said, your job is not to question me when I'm doing. Your job is to do what the fuck I tell you to do. And when fight time comes, most people that they interview, they said, man, what's one of the things that you remember most about Steel? He said, that name Steel, because that's what it feels like when you get hit.
Yeah, man.
He said, feel. He said, it hurts. And that's where I had to go and turn around and tell George, I appreciate it, because those grueling powerlifting sessions, me pulling in with my truck, me run uphill with cement and all this stuff on a book bag, and me doing all this stuff, when those punches, when I throw them and then you put the psychological behind it, punch with cruel and bad intentions, that's how I got where I was and where I am now.
Cause you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be on your video like, that's the same truck he hit me with.
So again, I don't mean to talk about him. I ain't talking about it. It's all love, but yeah, we get on him a lot. You know, we want upgrades. I mean, we want nice places like this, like y'all got around here, but that's not my case. I mean, it's a broken down shack. He'll make a gym out of anything. It's one time, you know, they didn't. The gym was closed. I worked out in his garage, and it was shoddy as hell. But
he called us and told us to turn the air off.
It sound like him. Look, it sound like him. I mean, sweating, man. Listen, but again, he's one of the best. One of the best.
Shouts out to you, George. We
Yes,
definitely appreciate you, because we sitting in front of a great, because you contributed to greatness. We got some comments. She about to say something.
Shut up.
Always got
Hey.
water.
Gratitude, and I love y'all too. Thank you. Michael Man Dawson Jr. Showtime. What's up?
What up?
Just we had them on a while back, and Showtime went to the Nationals.
Oh, well, that's congrats.
I was trying to get the city to support him and back him.
You did.
This city just.
She was so pissed. Like she was so pissed. Like I wasn't on the show yet, but she talked about him. So I was like, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. We trying to get a fight here, because I mean, I want to get a fight here in Danville, Kentucky, and everything. But it's like, again, sometimes the back end is what causes things like that not to happen.
Of course.
You know, or you have to have a good resource, a good connect, just to make sure that the outcome is going to be worth it. And that's the reason why I always out of town. But my goal, you know, is to have a match here. If no more than an exhibition, they have a card. So it'd be good to have continue to have connects with you all, because I know y'all got media access and things of that sort. So I really want to do things. By me being an ambassador, going to be signed to a Legends contract. My goal is to get a fight here. And I'm going to stop at nothing to make it happen.
I want to be sitting out there like, and down goes Daniel.
and one of the things I really want to do, I want an exhibition fight. I want to put a card on. I want to have it at Withrow Football Stadium. I want to. I really do. I think that I would definitely do an exhibition there, or I may come out and do 12 rounds, whatever. Because there's to be in that atmosphere where I play football at. I love it. So
let me tell y'all something.
So I'm gonna try to get that done.
Don't be stealing my man's idea either, man.
Oh, look! I should have told y'all that in secret.
Nah. We already know.
Get it off.
Anybody who do that will have a problem. Yeah.
And they are very transparent, which is why I still watch this channel. And even though I be working, I still watch, even though I don't get a chance to comment.
She do.
We really, really appreciate it.
Y'all very
you remember the first 2 times? She was like, oh, yeah, I got to go real quick. But y'all, good show, though.
Oh, for real? Oh, he want a session, huh?
Oh, that's how you feel?
We're going to roast your ass when we cut off this camera.
All right.
Salute. Thank you for
go back to
watching.
dude. What are you talking about?
He said,
Oh.
he said Mr. Brown and TD Jakes.
Oh, that's how you feel?
Y'all know it?
That's a producer.
The one who just standing there.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty good though. Hey, that's pretty good.
He on the side because they ain't cutting that.
And another thing too, y'all have a lot of fun on this show too. That's one reason why I couldn't wait, because it's like it gets serious and then y'all got your comedy section. I mean, y'all do it all. Y'all do it all.
Have to. When you love what you do, when you have a passion for what you do, like, I mean, all those emotions gonna run through. When I'm at home, I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah. I been gave up a million times. When I'm at home, a million times a day, I done gave up. I call him. I ain't about to do this shit no more.
A lot of y'all, if y'all don't know, she supposed to be doing things like that. She used to do talent shows when she was a kid.
Don't be telling nobody.
She had a wig, singing on talent shows. They used to have the backdrops and everything. I think she won the song. She sung with Sweet Thing or something like that.
I ain't.
We see you.
It's all good.
Yeah. Look, don't let her fool y'all. Look, she's been doing it. Look, she's been groomed for this. So she's been like 12. Look here, don't let her look.
She about to release.
Yeah, man. I tell you what. Why don't you do a show and show all your talent shows?
Why are you?
I'm just saying. You bring everybody else's footage. Where's your footage?
I'm gonna hit Jennifer.
Oh, you know
we gonna I'm gonna
tell her mom. That's what. Yeah.
Her mama got everything.
Her mom got everything. Her mom got everything. Yup. So you heard it here first. Coming soon, Cassandra.
AKA
talent show. Pumpkin. Coming.
This is
coming
the
soon.
End of the show.
Wait a minute, hold on. Give me a date. When we gonna see that talent show footage?
TM24.
Look, all your supporters. When you gonna do it? I'll look at it. She gonna kill me.
You right. I'm putting my phone on the charger, and I will definitely be watching the rest as soon as it hit 30%. All right. And don't forget to inbox us and let us know if you like Chipotle or not. We will send you.
We do that right now.
We so serious.
I can't believe y'all just did that to me. It's all good. Who do you think wins Errol Spence Jr. and Pacquiao fight? And what did you think about the
Charlo? Okay, so I'm glad. Okay, so this for the people that's chiming in. To me, I do agree with the draw for Charlo. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the guy, he worked him pretty good, and I feel like that he should have ended the fight when he had him hurt. Another thing too, the reason why I support the draw, because he is the 3-time world champion. You have to take the belt from him. You just can't give it away. And I don't think the guy did enough to take his the win, but at the same time, I don't think Charlo did enough to take his belt either. So I think a draw is definitely what was the right call. One thing I did not like is when they asked Charlo for was he going to rematch. He said he don't know. To me, if you trying to unify the belts at 154, and I get it, I understand the fight game, the money, and negotiating, and you got powers to be, Al Heyman, all of this. So I get it because I've been there myself. I understand how negotiations go, but it's only very few people can say they undisputed, and that title will go down by your name to your career. That's going to be the highlight of your career. For him, it's one belt away for unifying at 154. He needs to do it. I just think that he should have said, yeah. The other guy, he was ready. He said, yeah, I want a rematch. But Charlo, he wasn't so confident. To me, when a fighter says things like that, he knows that he needs to go back to the drawing board and get a little bit better. Because I think he felt like, in his heart, I do believe that he felt like he might have lost that fight. So that's why I think a draw was the right decision. And when they get down to Errol Spence and Pacquiao, and that is a tough one because I've been asked that many times. Pacquiao is a great fighter. He's still whooping young ass. Errol Spence is a different animal. I do believe Errol Spence is going to beat Pacquiao, but Errol Spence got to stick to the game plan. He got to make sure that he's not overconfident because Pacquiao has a lot of power. He moves. He hops around. He's not a sitting duck, and he is aggressive. He's going to bring the fight. And I know that Errol Spence is a defensive fighter, but sometimes you have to change your way of game plan because Pacquiao is not going to sit there and wait for you to figure it out. He's going to come at him. So
his combinations.
Yeah, his combinations is man. And you can forget about that 42 or 41-year-old shit. Don't even think about his age because he has This man don't do drugs. He don't drink. He don't do none of that. So
and this man pulling trucks.
You see my point? So a lot of people want to throw the age out there. Doesn't mean nothing because he is taking care of his body. He loves doing this. He's doing it for his country. So it's like he's fighting for a purpose. So don't let that age thing fool you. That had nothing to do with anything. But I do believe, I could be wrong, but I think Errol Spence gonna get it. But
no, we're gonna take your word.
I think Errol's gonna get it.
Abraham Graves? Yeah, so that's my friend. We went to school together. I remember when he first, I ain't gonna tell y'all where he came from, but like when he had first came to our school, it was crazy. Like we hit it off. Like that's my guy still to this day, man. Like we need to link up, brother. I know I need to call you back. My bad, you know what I'm saying? All right.
Thanks for watching too.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
And the guest.
Yeah.
Oh, that one for me. I don't know nothing about boxing. So it's a thing, the host.
Shouts out to you too, bro.
YouTube. What's that? That's a link. We have to check that out once we get good.
I have a ride. Yes, I have a ride with that. I love it on y'all show, man.
Salute to the chat.
Okay, he went to. That's still him.
Oh, okay. I agree with you. What's next for Brunner? How is he doing these things?
Well, the last time I checked, he's still. I talked to Drew. You know, Drew and Mike Stafford. They still talk to Adrian. He's waiting to fight. Last I heard, he's looking for Al Heyman to continue to put him in the ring. He said he wants to stay in the ring because that's where he feels comfortable. So hopefully. Pray that he'll come out and continue to fight. He's still a good draw. He's still fun to watch. So hopefully he gets back in there. And I wish him nothing but the best. There's killers out there, man. So now it's the time because even like me, the window's closing. So I don't think it's left in that ring is killers, man. And yeah, get back in there and do some damage and get out.
Salute to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to watch us every week. Actually.
All right. So, like, right now, this is like we gonna like we had to end off because it's crazy. It's hard to explain this because we are revamping and we doing some great things. So we're gonna take a portion of this quarter, and then we're gonna come back. We have a lot going on, but while we're gone, we're gonna show y'all some more other works that we got going on. We're gonna have some outside interviews. We're gonna go to some of the stores that's opening. We are gonna reach out to some of the people who have prospered during the pandemic. And it was so good to end it off with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
good
like,
stuff.
Yeah, for
good
sure,
stuff.
man.
All right.
And the reason why I said that we want to do a photo shoot for you
is
because it's gonna, like, we're trying to reach out to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, in a different way.
Yeah.
But we want the circle of camaraderie to literally keep on going. So some of the things that we do, it might not make sense to other people, but like we so serious about our craft, and making it right, and it might not look exactly like this when we come back. Like all of the sponsors have upgraded, so and that's another thing. We do have sponsors. We got other people who we have to kind of sit down and have conversations with, and we don't like most outlets won't explain this to you. But for the people who watch, some people are only watching us so that they can learn it for themselves too. So we want to tell you, like, there is red tape and there are things that you got. Like, I have to work on myself. I got to do media coverage. I got to understand how to present myself because now we're gonna be getting those jobs that you're talking about, commentating jobs, going to different Christmas parties and red carpet events.
Oh yes,
of course they want us, but I still gotta. I can't be like fuckity fuckity fuck, but I want to. But I know that there are things that I gotta dial back as well. So a lot of it is mostly for my training because I didn't have all the training that she got. So coming into this, we about to walk back in here like we about to be bigger than Charlamagne. And I know you watching, bruh.
you all. Y'all
About
do
to make
very,
money.
And
very
when we
entertaining.
come back, I am gonna have a lot more hair. I decided to grow my side now.
Look, I'm about to say, look. I was looking like, okay.
Yeah, she putting a hair crack on her ear.
Well, because I'm telling you, I mean, you can tell when she got a haircut, she takes pride in it. So, and you know what? That's my mother. My mother she can grow her hair like this, man, but she keeps it like that. My mother, when I grow her hair back, man, my dad be trying, like, nah, I don't want hair. So, yeah, that's a lot.
My mom, she cut her hair off, and her haircut looked way better than her. And she got 3 boys and 1 girl, right? And her haircut looked better than all of ours. And my brother had the wave spin. My wave spin like once a year. Like it's like when the eclipse comes, they be like, waves. So, but her hair grows back so beautiful. Like I made a post a few years back, and I said, man, if you never had the opportunity to grow up in the hood with a beautiful mother, like I'm happy for you because my mom, man, like I tell you, I'm beautiful all the time.
Yeah,
my mom is, man, like I don't even know how I was blessed like that.
I heard that. Look, I get it. Ain't no one like mama. I get it.
You be wanting to fight niggas in the hood, and like, what you mean you like my mama, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the photo shoot. I definitely want to accept the opportunity. I appreciate you all willing to do that. I want to network and work with you all. I'm looking forward to it. And I want to keep this relationship going because wherever I go, I want to be able to bring you all with me as well. So it's like, this is definitely a beginning of a networking and a beautiful friendship and a worship. So looking forward to it. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Well, man, it's everything. Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
We are still booking for interviews.
Yes.
We are booking for pre-record interviews that we will be showing during our break, as well as booking for live interviews once we start back up season 3.
Yeah. So if you got a company or you got an idea and you looking to brand, we most definitely want to help you get to that level. Like, so we want to be a part of wherever you got going on. And there's a lot of things that we can do outside of just this. I mean, y'all already know that. But we want to come out and we want to showcase your stuff. We want to show the week before you open. We want to help you get to where you're trying to go. Like, we want to help before you go to your to your fight. Absolutely. And we want to talk about it during the week, but we ain't gonna bother you, but we gonna show
I get it.
or your camp or whatever. Like, these are the things that people want to see, the behind the scenes, like, and the things that people don't understand about a lot of the things, like the people that we bring on here. That's what we gonna try to bring. Because sometimes you don't just got to go on YouTube, because the knowledge should come from the outlets of the people who presenting these things to you. So, and we still got some learning to do as well. So,
we're going to be popping up on y'all.
Yeah, we popping up on everybody.
We ain't going to tell y'all. We just going to be popping up. So y'all just, whenever y'all doing something, y'all better be ready, because whatever is going to be.
She was on the show. She's gonna be down at the Black Family Reunion with her food next weekend. So make sure that you down there supporting her. Chancello, they about to open up. On Facebook, he's like sexy chef. And you know my words begin twisted up, cause and these are people who I really, really adore. Like, you know what I mean? Like Andre Barton, that's Kiss. He got a lot coming out, especially with Look Familiar. It's a lot of people out here making moves.
Don't forget about Jazz the Medium, and the metaphysics. Yeah, the metaphysics of love and relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
I always mess it up.
Yeah.
But they do their podcast Sundays. You can find it on WDOE Media YouTube, as well as Metaphysics of Love and Relationships channel as well. Jazz the Medium, Mr. Dark Matter, Juice. I don't want to. And Tish. I remember y'all names.
Yeah.
Give me credit. It's like, nah, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. They will still be doing their podcast every Sunday. So make sure y'all tune in to watch that either on Facebook or YouTube. And we gonna be back. We might not be here doing interviews and stuff like that, but we're gonna be doing more topics. I'm not gonna tell y'all what we're gonna be doing. Y'all just look out.
Yeah,
I'll send y'all reminders.
And then shouts out to people who still out here having
he about to say something crazy.
hella sex. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you, I know you're gonna give me one.
I'm happy. I'm happy for y'all.
I'm going to give you this.
He's sorry.
Look, he's the champion. Okay, champion of media.
Don't worry, you ain't the only one not getting us.
My bad. I got to shout out Cleo too, man.
Yes.
Protex. Y'all know, y'all come down and see me. If you need your laptop, you need phone fix. Security systems, all that good stuff. Like, so these are like everybody who we naming right now. They are all part of our new sponsorship packages that we got going on. We only have about 10 more spots left. So if you want to get with us, try to get with us as soon as possible. But we're closing everything out literally by the end of August, and we'll have we'll have a few different banners. We got some stuff coming up.
And a huge backdrop coming.
Huge backdrop.
So if you want your logo on that backdrop, please hit me up before the end of this month, because come August 1st, I'm getting that bad boy printed out. So.
And if you're ugly, be quiet.
I love y'all. We will see y'all.
I love some of y'all.
I love all of y'all.
I love everybody who love themselves, and then okay, whatever. I love y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Eat popsicles.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your support.